Coming up on Yours in Education, we're headed back to school. Find out how you can set students up for success this year with a few simple tips from our County Superintendent of Schools. Plus, they're celebrating culture through performing arts and language. We take a look at the successful Mandarin Program in Rocklin, where teachers are sharing parts of their heritage to make a difference.
Bien dicho.
And kindergartners are becoming fluent in Spanish. How this dual immersion program in Truckee is creating close connections with the students and a harmonious culture in the classroom. And then you'll meet the Placer County High School Teacher of the Year.
Speak for 1 minute between you and your partner, okay?
Adriana is an absolute perfect representation of the excellence of teachers.
Why students say Ms. Brooks is so deserving of her big award. Hi there, and welcome to Yours in Education, brought to you by the Placer County Office of Education. I'm your host, Kellie DeMarco, and joining me is the Placer County Superintendent of Schools, Gayle Garbolino-Mojica. Great to see you again, Gayle.
Thank you. Nice to see you as well.
We have lots to talk about today, but I want to mention that Gayle has worked with educators and administrators to provide a really competitive, comprehensive, and rigorous education for the 16 school districts throughout Placer County. She's also been recognized across California for her leadership and advocacy for students. So, Gayle, summer has come to a close, an exciting time. Kids are back now. What are some pieces of advice that you can give to parents to make that transition smooth and successful this year?
Well, you know, as a former teacher, I remember those years where I was excited to meet my new students, to meet their families, to start off a whole new school year doing team building activities in my classroom. As a parent with my two boys, I enjoyed going school supply shopping, seeing them be organized, organizing their binder, organizing all of their school supplies. It didn't always stay organized as the year went on, but I really appreciated the initiative that they had in the beginning. So I think, you know, just having a new start every year with new classroom, new teachers and students, I think there's a level of excitement in the air.
Absolutely, especially after that long summer break and just kind of getting back. What are some of the things that you recommend that parents do to set their kids up to be more successful this year?
So I think it's really important at the beginning of the year to set up routines that can make the child successful in the beginning of the school year, throughout the school year. It's important that these things, that they are able to find a variety of ways in which, you know, how do you communicate with your child's teacher? How do you ask your child at the end of the day, you know, how their day went? So there's a couple of different tricks to the trade that can really help parents focus in and create routines that is going to lead to success this year. Those consist of setting up daily routines, including healthy eating and sleeping habits, providing a nice place dedicated for homework, showing some support and interest by talking about school activities each day with their children, and meeting your children's teachers to find out what they're learning and discuss that at home.
And I know that's so important. As a former teacher, you know, having that bond with the parents and the teachers, the students, I should say, right off the bat, it probably makes a big difference for the rest of the year.
It really does set the tone to a successful school year. If the parents and the teachers meet at the very beginning, they talk about all the wonderful things that the student is learning and doing, and any particular issues that the teacher needs to be aware of or that the parents need to be aware of. Anything that we can do that sets routines and sets the school year in motion on a positive foot. I highly recommend that we do that.
And I know Gayle has been working on some statewide education initiatives for this school year. I know we're seeing two big developments really starting to gain traction. Can you talk about those a little bit?
The first one is the Community Schools Initiative, which is an expansive program put in place in order to align resources for students and family at the local education level, so that we have not only a robust educational system, but we have a variety of community-based resources available to our students and families in the area of behavioral or social emotional support. It's really coming together and treating the whole child rather than just focusing solely on education. We're focusing on the whole child that's in front of us today.
That's great. And I understand there's also a Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative. What's that about?
So this is a large piece of legislation that was just enacted. And what it is trying to do is trying to align kind of the medical aspects of behavioral health, counseling and support services that happens out in the community, particularly in the healthcare arena, and aligning it with public education. So many school districts will be going through this process, and they'll be able to provide high-level counseling and any type of behavioral health supports that any student or family in the community needs, and they'll be utilizing that through their educational school system rather than having to go, should they need to access their private insurance for private intervention. It's a collaboration between the medical side of students' health and public education.
And so what does that mean specifically for Placer County schools? I imagine it just kind of feels easier, simpler, right? That everything's kind of all in one place.
It's going to be basically aligning the resources that we already have in place and making it streamlined, so that if there's a family that needs some support and some access for their child, they can go through one point of entry, which would be their public school system, which is what they're comfortable with. And that public school system will have connections to the medical and behavioral health side of services that are located in our county, so that we can help provide access and necessary resources to the student.
I love that. I know it's such an exciting time for you and for so many parents and administrators. So good luck this year. I'm just looking forward to all the things that we're going to be talking about coming up.
Thank you so much.
Well, let's get a peek inside the classroom today. We wanted to share with you 2 special programs that teach students another language and so many more life lessons along the way. Let's start with the Rocklin Academy family of schools at Western Sierra Collegiate Academy, one of the only schools offering Mandarin as a foreign language option for students.
My goal for students taking the class is they will have a sense of success. They come here, they bring a curiosity, they bring a motivation, and when they leave, they say, oh, I have fun in this class.
Mandarin has been very fun because it's not just lecturing. It's like we do like rhyme songs, and we come outside and like do fun Chinese activities.
In 7th grade, everyone's required to take 1 semester of Spanish and then 1 semester of Chinese, or vice versa. And then in 8th grade, you choose one to continue with. And Spanish is, it's a beautiful language, but I didn't really connect with it the same way I did with Chinese.
Make sure that you don't have too much water.
This is my culture. This is my language. I wanted to help. I would like them to learn the language, learn the skills, but also know the culture, know the people, like the society in China, so that they know, like, I actually learned this language in the future, I can use it.
I think my favorite was Unit 3 because we learned about beauty and art, so we got to study different types of art and painting and architecture, which was a lot of fun to learn about.
She talks in Mandarin a lot, which at the beginning I thought would be hard to understand, but now I understand her, and it's like she wants us to also talk in Mandarin, so she's giving us more practice.
I will feel very thankful when by the end of the semester, I see their growth, not only like learning the language, but they also learn how to be a better person, like human beings in the class. They learn how to respect people and what's the right way.
I feel like I'm so proud of the students. Learning a foreign language is hard, but learning Chinese is even harder there, right? And I'm so happy to see them starting from know nothing about this culture, this language, and then build up their confidence in future wherever they go, and they know this
typical culture, I do feel like it benefited them and also benefit our whole society.
You can really tell how much those teachers care about their heritage. It's so inspiring to those students. You know, some of the students that we met plan to take that Mandarin course to the next level. They're going into AP exams and even continuing on into college. Meanwhile, in Truckee, elementary students are speaking 2 languages at all times. As you're about to see, from the moment they start kindergarten, students at Kings Beach Elementary aren't just learning another language, they're starting to understand another culture altogether.
Mi classroom es muy buena porque me gusta leer. I said I like reading books with Jesus in Spanish.
De repente,
we're a 2-way immersion school.
Lágrimas de felicidad.
As students enter our school in TK or Kinder, it's 90% in Spanish is their instruction, 10% in English.
Este es el 8.
So the students learn to read in Spanish before they learn to read in English.
The language is amazing, and my children understand Spanish and can speak and read and write it. But my biggest thing is that they value the other cultures.
Tengo dos maestras.
I said I have 2 teachers. One of them, his name is Stunning, and the other one's Miss Morado.
For me, whenever I'm spelling in Spanish, it's kind of easy for me because it's spelled the same way it's spelled, like you say it. Most of the time.
Y tú puedes decir arriba.
We are producing students who are biliterate and bicultural as well. It's a very communal approach to learning, and both kids either have one or both of the languages, so the other kids play off that.
Bien dicho.
We are a multicultural family. My first language is actually Cantonese and Mandarin, so I want my kids to be able to be exposed to different languages.
I did it!
The best part of just being a teacher is kids and watching them learn and grow. People don't really understand it until you go in and see that I'm speaking completely in Spanish and everyone understands and everyone interacts with me and with each other.
When you come on our campus, we are different. It feels different, and it has 2 languages going at all times. And the benefit, our students understand that, and that openness that comes with, I can speak your language. I can know you in your language. It's so important to provide just a happy communal place for children and to value all languages. And we do that.
Kings Beach Elementary is a 90-10 Spanish immersion program, and all the teachers have their bilingual teaching certificates. Each classroom has an equal mix of native Spanish-speaking students and native English-speaking students. And Gayle, one of the things that I saw that was so special that some of the kids told me actually is the students that come in right off the bat, they're the Spanish speakers. They really feel like they have this special gift that they can share with the English-speaking kids. And I think it's a switch from the norm. It empowers them, and they really work together through K through 6 to help each other learn these other languages. And I just have to say, I love that you offer these programs like this.
You know, our dual immersion class up in Kings Beach has been around for decades, and they have really worked hard to have this high quality program where our native Spanish speakers are learning English, our native English speakers are learning Spanish, and it is such an inclusive culture in that school community, and I'm really proud of what they were able to achieve.
Yeah, you should be. I should, just coming from the school where my daughter goes to school, there are not programs like that, and I just feel like the connection between all the students, they're working on something together. I just feel like it's such a special program.
And I really am proud of Placer County, what we're able to provide our students and families as options. You have an option if you would like to have your child learn Spanish. We have some dual immersion programs, both in Truckee and in Rocklin just opened up a new dual immersion. And as you have heard, we have our Mandarin course over at Western Sierra. I mean, these are just options that you don't find in other counties across the state of California, which is one of the reasons why I think we are so attractive to not only our families here, but our families that are relocating here as well.
One of the things I love most about this show is recognizing teachers who've gone above and beyond for their students. I'm so excited to introduce you to the 2023 Placer County High School Teacher of the Year. Take a look at how Ms. Brooks really connects with her students at Roseville High School.
Okay, let's go. Let's get started. Question of the day. Would you rather lose your sight or lose your memories? Share with your group. Tell them what you want.
She's absolutely phenomenal. She's super passionate. She has a drive for every single kid to succeed.
Oh, how sad though, right? Every day you start over. You don't remember anyone.
I want it to feel exciting and fun for them. I try to build things to where they walk away feeling successful. They don't feel like day in and day out they're walking into a room where they're like, what's going on? I didn't understand that. I just want them to feel confident about themselves.
I'd say that she deserves it more than any teacher I've ever had. Not only because of how she helped me enjoy learning, but also just how devoted she is to her students and her job.
She's one of our teacher leaders on campus, and she works with our whole staff on how to support our English learners and language development in every classroom.
Raise your hand if you're a partner one.
She was my first ELD teacher that I had, and we had a class like a family, like a little family. I didn't even know how to write essay, and now I know everything how to write, like structure. She was like a second mom. Yeah.
What was to speak for 1 minute between you and your partner, okay?
Adriana is an absolute perfect representation of the excellence of teachers. And we're honored that she has been chosen to be a voice for the excellent educators that we have not only at this school, but also throughout the county.
They keep you young, even when you feel old.
We should mention Ms. Brooks also serves as the English Language Development Chair in addition to serving as an instructional coach and school site council chair. She's really making an impact, Gayle, and obviously involved in a lot of things.
She is, and she is such a dedicated teacher and loves her students so much, and her students are always very appreciative and positive about her. So she's a real asset, not only to Roseville High School, but to our county as well.
Well, congratulations again to Ms. Brooks. Before we go, I want to mention the Placer County Office of Education has been a trailblazer in supporting the academic and behavioral success of all students through positive behavioral interventions and supports, or PBIS. And PCOE is hosting the 8th annual statewide PBIS conference this October in Sacramento. Gayle, this is a big deal. What can educators expect from this?
Kelly, we have on average over 1,000 educators statewide that attend this conference, and they really focus on learning strategies that are proven and effective on changing our school-wide culture so that everything is more positive and more inclusive and aligned with research. And I'm proud of my staff that's been putting this on for the 8 years and the following that we have across the state of California. And it just goes to show that we have some really talented individuals in this county that are not only recognized at a local level, but are recognized at the state level as well.
Which is so important. I'm so glad that you guys did that. Good luck on another year at the conference. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about the conference, you can visit the California PBIS Conference at pbisca.org. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but we have so many great stories coming up in our next episode. PCOE's nationally recognized infant development program that provides essential support for kids under 3 with special needs or developmental delays. We're also going to take a look at a couple of Placer County's charter schools, what makes them so unique, and how they're personalizing learning. Thank you so much for watching Yours in Education, brought to you by the Placer County Office of Education. All of our episodes can be seen on our YouTube channel. Just search @Placer_COE. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.